Warning and disclaimer. This episode includes major spoilers for RWBY and RWBY Chibi. So, if you don't want it to have any bad spoilers, then please click away from this podcast episode. Hope you enjoy. Hello, konnichiwa, hola, and shalom to all of those who are listening. I welcome you to, drumroll please, the Geek Galaxy Podcast. On this podcast, we talk about games, movies, TV shows, books, music, and basically anything that you can geek out over. Today, we'll talk about my opinions on Breath of the Wild, my hopes and expectations for RWBY Chibi Season 2, and my hopes and expectations for RWBY Volume 5. First, let's talk about Breath of the Wild. In my opinion, Breath of the Wild is a revolutionary installment in the Zelda series. The game took a complete shift away from what a typical Zelda game is supposed to be. There are so many new features and aspects that have been included in Breath of the Wild that just makes me feel so amazed because it's so new and so different. We have breakable weapons now. There's a way larger amount of variety in items. We have way more side quest material with the Korok seeds, 900 plus Korok seeds, which by the way makes it a nightmare to 100% the game. We have voice actors for the first time, not including the voice acting in the CDI games, which we don't speak of those here, at least not often. Now, in Breath of the Wild, we have the ability to choose a horse out of many different kinds, which is very neat, because now we're not limited to just, having Epona as our horse. We can't decide, how our horse looks and how fast our horse goes. Picking horses was not really a thing until now. All of these things make Breath of the Wild, it's a great game. All these things are new for the Zelda community, and it's interesting. It's different, since Breath of the Wild is an open world game. Definitely a different take on Zelda and what Zelda games are, but I think it's a good change. It's a huge change, but it's a good change. It's not that bad. I'm in favor of it. A lot of other people are. It's overall a great game, and I like it so much because, it's just that different. That was a little short segment. Now, let's move on to RWBY Chibi Season 2. RWBY Chibi Season 2 came out about a week or two ago. When I saw the trailer, I was so excited. I was like, yes! Season 2 of RWBY Chibi, finally! Because I like regular RWBY, but RWBY Chibi is just hilarious to me. I love it so much. It's amazing. As of now, as I'm recording this, there are 3 episodes of RWBY Chibi so far. And with the arrival of RWBY Chibi Season 2, we have had the introduction of 5 new characters. We now have Tai Yang, Ruby and Yang's father, Penny, which is my jam, she's like the best, Velvet, Professor Ozpin, and Bartholomew Oobleck, or just Professor Oobleck, if that's what you want to call him. He's not really referred to as Bartholomew a lot. So yeah, Professor Oobleck. All of those characters, I'm really excited that we got new characters, first of all. because, it spices things up for the next season. It was a good move. Definitely a good move by Rooster Teeth. And the animation in Season 2 is significantly better compared to Season 1, which is also a plus. Even though we have new characters already, 5 new characters, I'm kind of hoping to see some more, because I'm just super excited about this whole thing. Maybe Crow. I think Crow being in RWBY Chibi would be kind of cool, because he's a little funny already in regular RWBY. So if he was in RWBY Chibi, I think that would be actually very cool. Also, Summer Rose. I say this because she's dead, and for some reason, Rooster Teeth has made a thing out of including almost all the dead people in RWBY Chibi. And I'm glad that they do that, actually, because that makes me feel better, because every time someone dies in RWBY, I feel so sad, but then when they come back in RWBY Chibi, everything's better again. And so, Pyrrha, for example, she's dead, but she is in RWBY Chibi, because RWBY Chibi isn't canon. Also, Penny is dead, which is very sad. But, as I said before, she has been included in the RWBY Chibi series, which is awesome. So, since Summer Rose is dead, it makes total sense for her to be included in RWBY Chibi. And since she's the mom of RWBY, there could be mom-daughter skits and stuff. I don't know, but Summer Rose would be cool, because we don't really know that much about her, and it would be cool to have more content with her in it, just to get to know her character more. Because as of now, we've had 4 volumes of regular RWBY, and not much has been said about her, except she's dead, she's RWBY's mom, and she was part of Team Stark, and that's about it. Summer Rose would definitely be a cool addition to the crew in RWBY Chibi. Overall, I think that people who played minor roles in regular RWBY, I think they should also be included in RWBY Chibi, just because, like I said with Summer Rose, if you have a character and they didn't get much backstory at all, you didn't really go into detail about who they are at all, because, they're minor characters, that's kind of the point. It would be cool to bring them into RWBY Chibi, because, again, with the whole dead thing, all the characters who are dead now, they're slowly moving them into RWBY Chibi, so I think that it would be kind of cool to do the same thing with minor characters and kind of, sneak them into RWBY Chibi. They did that with Velvet and Professor Oobleck, so if this is a trend that I'm sensing, then it's definitely a good thing. Minor characters like Coco and Glinda and Winter, etc. Characters like that would make RWBY Chibi even more awesome. And it's amazing. Everyone listening, you need to check it out. Watch RWBY first of all. Watch RWBY, then watch RWBY Chibi. Or watch RWBY Chibi and then watch RWBY. No, just, you need to go watch it. Watch both of them. They're amazing. I love it. Another thing, I'm kind of hoping for there to be longer episodes, because the episodes for RWBY Chibi throughout the years has basically been, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, not that long. And you wait a long time to finally get a RWBY Chibi episode, and then when you get it, you watch it, and after 5 minutes, it's gone. And you're just like, well, man, I wish there could have been more. So, if the episodes were a little bit longer, then that would be good. And they did that with regular RWBY. At first, the episodes were super short, but as time went on, they made the episodes longer, so hopefully they could do that with RWBY Chibi. But then again, they're comedy skits, and they're kind of supposed to be short. I don't know, it just depends on how you look at it. Lastly, I hope that Season 2 will be at least a little bit longer than Season 1. Because, Season 1 had 24 episodes. And that's a decent amount. That's a pretty good amount. I'm not complaining. I think the only reason I'm saying that is because I just love the series so much. I just want more and more, you know? Longer episodes and longer seasons would be nice, but they're not absolutely, like, required. Just now I sound like I'm the producer of RWBY Chibi, and I'm like, oh, you guys have to do it this way and this way. But, yeah, those are my hopes and expectations for RWBY Chibi Season 2, and I'm very excited about how things are going so far with the season. It's very good so far. Great skits. Check it out. Since we are on the topic of RWBY, we will go to our last subject, which is RWBY Volume 5. Now, okay, let's start by saying this. Volume 4 was good, you know. I mean, at this point, everyone has gone their separate ways, and Volume 4 basically tells the story of each RWBY team member, and it gets the viewer involved in an epic journey to, you know, try and find some sort of safe haven as they journey to Haven Academy. But, I mean, you know, that was all that Season 4 was about, really. And that's kind of a major problem for me, because there wasn't much plot development, you know? I mean, sure, you have what's going on for every Team RWBY member, and you have the journey to Haven Academy. And that's it. And it stays that way the whole time. I mean, the only real thing besides those things are the backstories for Ren and Nora, which also, I will say that, I will give Volume 4 props for that, because the backstory for Ren and Nora was awesome, because, I mean, you know that Ren and Nora are best buds, but, I mean, that's it. But then you go back, and Volume 4 takes the time to say, okay, this is how they met, this is why they're best buds, and all the stuff like that. It's like how Star Wars Rogue One, we know about the Death Star, and that the Republic, they destroyed it. And, yeah, peace was restored to the galaxy. But Rogue One takes it even further, and they explain how they got the plans to the Death Star. All the stuff that they had to do to make all of that stuff happen. So, backstories are amazing, because they give you more information on what you already know, and it makes it 2 times, 3 times better than it was originally. Besides the lack of plot development, the majority of Volume 4 was Team Ranger's journey to Haven Academy. I've said that already, but, I mean, it's kind of unfulfilling to be watching that and have nothing really going on, nothing changing for all of Volume 4. So that's a major problem for me. It kind of got a little boring eventually, honestly. However, I loved all the backstories, and I liked how multiple perspectives were taken. Ruby's perspective was taken, Blake's, Yang's, Weiss's, Team Ranger's, Cinder's, and, most importantly for me, Ozpin's. Ozpin is missing. That is very mysterious. He's missing, gone. No one knows where he is. But we, as the viewers, kind of do. His aura is now fused with Oscar's aura. That is crazy. How does that even work? That, gives me a headache just thinking about it. It makes no sense whatsoever. I'm so confused even now after watching Volume 4. It's just, wait, so Ozpin is inside Oscar, and Oscar it's so complicated and weird, and so much of it doesn't make sense. But I will say that is another interesting thing about Volume 4. That's I'm really excited to see more of that and get a deeper explanation of what's actually going on with Ozpin and Oscar in Volume 5. So, actually, that is my first hope for Volume 5, because, I mean, we have Oscar and we have Ozpin, and they're one person, but that's it. You don't really know how it happened or what's going on. Another thing, I kind of hope that we get to learn a little bit more about Salem and her backstory, because we know that she is the leader of all the, villains. And at first, most of us thought that Cinder was like the head honcho, like, yeah, I'm Cinder, I control everything in this world of villainy. But no, we were wrong. Cinder and all the other villains are actually under Salem. Plot twist. But, I mean, that's it. Salem's the leader. She is like half Grim, which is another weird thing. I want to learn more about that. And, that's it. So, more information about Salem would be nice. Also, I want to see a little bit more of Cinder's recovery process. Cinder just got messed up, however she got messed up, by Ruby's gray eyes and stuff. That happened in Volume 3. So she can't talk anymore. She has a scar on her face. And she either cut her hair or her hair got blown away. I don't know. She probably cut it. I don't know. But now she has short hair and she's totally devastated. And she can't get through it. It's just like she has PTSD about what happened on that tower. Which, I mean, I'd have PTSD too. A teenage girl, flashes some bright light in your face and, messes you up. You can't talk anymore. That's some pretty scary stuff. We did see a little bit of her recovery process. She's getting better, slowly but surely. And I see now that she wants vengeance for what Ruby did to her. And she's gonna get it. And it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be an epic showdown, though, so I'm excited about that. Most importantly, I just hope for more plot development in Volume 5. Volume 3 had the best plot development out of all the volumes. Volume 3 is definitely my favorite because of that. So, I'm hoping that Volume 5 has more plot development because Volume 4 kind of let me down as far as plot development goes. But, I mean, it was good. It was okay. It's just a little thing, plot development. Not important at all. But, yeah, those are my hopes and expectations for RWBY Volume 5. Hopefully you all enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to subscribe if you are listening on YouTube. That way you'll be notified when new episodes are uploaded. The music in this episode was composed by yours truly, and it was made via beepbox.co. It's an amazing website. You can make chiptune music for free. It's so cool. Definitely try it out. beepbox.co. Beepbox.co. Amazing. Check it out. I will see you guys in the next episode on the Geek Galaxy Podcast. God bless.